What's up everybody, Atticus here. Phase 2 is finally here and I couldn't be more indifferent. I've been PvPing kinda moderately by my standards and I ended up the first week with my standing at 492 and rank 3. I feel like I did pretty well so far, but obviously there's a lot of work left to do. I do intend to rank to at least 13, and the rank 14 grind will depend on whether my real life schedule can allow it or not, so as of now, it's to be determined. So let's talk about the current state of PvP. As of right now, I've been having a lot of fun, but there are a lot of issues that need to be addressed. The first one I want to talk about is server population, and I'm not talking about imbalance of Horde versus Alliance. What I'm referring to is how the world wasn't designed for as many people as there are on a server. Now we've seen this in the months leading up to Phase 2 with a lot of resources being heavily farmed, but we still had layering on the larger populated servers, therefore doubling or tripling the amount of resources out in the world. But now layering is gone, and at the same time they have released PvP. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating for layering, but the resources on these servers have essentially been cut in half, and now people have more of an incentive to go out and camp certain farming spots. Now on a normal populated realm, this wouldn't be as big of an issue, but now we have more people trying to get less of a resource with a higher demand and more competition. Ultimately, this just boils down to a giant clusterfuck. The second point I want to address is how these excessively populated servers are not conducive to an engaging PvP environment. Almost every time when I go out in the world, whether it's alone or with a group of friends, every encounter has what I've come to refer to as pile mentality. So first you'll start to fight someone with even numbers, even if it's a 1v1 or a 10v10, and then once one side starts to lose, they just call more friends to come help until it just turns into one giant pile of shit. I do realize that this is for the most part a normal thing in world PvP, but I believe this is being affected in an adverse way by the excessive population on these servers. With so many extra people with nothing better to do, there are more readily available hands to join a fight. Before we wrap this up, I want to talk about the third point, which is the clown fiesta known as the pile. Terran Mill vs South Shore is about as nostalgic as it gets in regards to classic PvP, but with these giant populations it has come down to one of two things, either a giant lag fest or a shitstorm of non-PvPing PvP. As a melee, you're basically resigned to sitting back on your mount in the raid group and watching as mages blink in, Nova, and ice blocks as HKs pour in. And this is just how it is with the current state of overpopulated world PvP. There isn't much of any choice. So, in conclusion, thank God there was a blue post made announcing that Warsong Gulch and Alterac Valley will be coming out December 10th ahead of Phase 3. This will take a huge amount of the population out of the world and into a controlled, fair environment. This is exactly what we need to combat the overpopulation. Before I got this video finished, I was originally going to talk about how we need Blizzard to release them early, although it seems the community has already done a great job expressing the issue. But these are just my thoughts and opinions, so take them as you will. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow me on Twitch, or look for me streaming on YouTube. I've been leaning more towards streaming on YouTube lately. So until next time, I'm out.